It's your boy Savon. I'm checking in with the Living Room Podcast. I got the R&B duo Ruff Ends checking in with me here, man. I appreciate y'all.
What's up, brother? What's going on with you, man? CJ, you already know what it is, man.
Everything's all good. Everything's all good, man. It's a pleasure being able to speak with you all. Y'all got a joint, man, that just forever lives on. We hear it at every wedding. My aunt had it played at her wedding. That Someone to Love You joint, man. I know you guys got a new project coming out, and I want to be able to get into that, but I just really want to know what motivated y'all to write that song, Someone to Love
You. Well, Someone to Love You was written by Corey Rooney and produced by Troy Oliver. And we did some additional arrangements on it, but the song was written by Corey Rooney and Troy Oliver. So Someone to Love You was one of those songs when we first heard the song, we felt like we could have wrote it. Like, especially that album, because we did a lot of writing, and a lot of our stuff was since the first album, since the album that No More Shopping Sprees was on, actually was a lot of like Someone to Love You. It was a lot of the album was like Someone to Love You, a lot of that first album. The single just came out and just completely went haywire, went crazy everywhere. So it in a way, it kind of drowned out the other stuff on the first album. Shout out to Corey Rooney and Troy Oliver, man. They definitely gave us a classic. They definitely wrote us a classic.
Yeah, because that's one that just forever lives on. I was on Facebook the other day and seen a music video pop up, and like people still sharing and everything. It's just one of those ones that forever live on. I'm telling you, one of my aunts got married to it, and that was a song that they played at the wedding. So it was like, that's a classic right there, man.
Wow,
classic.
Love it.
Tell your auntie I said what's up and thanks for the love, man.
No problem. Definitely will. The No More joint, that's another one. I mean, I remember I don't know if you all remember this, but when you all dropped that album and came out with that single for No More, you guys performed it in Jacksonville at Come Together Day around that same time. And I was a youngin', I was a jit when that came out, and I remember going to Come Together Day and seeing y'all perform that record as I was probably like I would say probably in leaving elementary, going into middle school when it came in.
Come Together Day sounds very familiar.
Come Together Day. It was back when our radio station was called 92.7 The Beat in Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah.
Come Together Day. Yeah.
I remember that show.
I remember that.
Yeah. Y'all killed it.
I remember it. Because I met somebody there that I still know to today. And I remember because y'all was hosing down the crowd. It was so hot that day.
It was so hot. It was like almost 100 out there.
Yeah, y'all was hosing the crowd. I remember that. And they was going crazy. They hosed the crowd. They was going crazy when we came out.
I was probably going into middle school when it came out.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
I was out there as a preteen when it came out. I remember y'all performed it. I remember how hot it was out there. So it was like, I got memories to you guys, music and stuff like that. So that's why
that's what's up, brother.
To be able to see you guys come back, you guys doing this music. So I want to fast forward and what brings about the new album for this album titled Rebirth?
Man, we got back together, man. I'll go back to when we first got back together. Our city, Baltimore, was in an uprising, you know what I mean? It was on fire. Freddie Gray passed away, and you already know everything that was happening. So we had got back together to do a song called Time for Change. And that song was the beginning of us working together, and really the beginning of two families getting back together. Like, he is like family to me, you know what I mean? He's like one of my best friends, closest male friends that I know, you know what I mean? So not being in each other's lives, like, was kind of missing something. So when we got back together to do music, it was like, it was the beginning of a friendship and us reconnecting just as brothers. Cause, outside of Ruff Ends, we family, you know what I mean? So that comes kind of first for us, you know what I mean? So it's, the music was just kind of a byproduct, if you will, of us getting back together and working things out and talking things through, and all of the, issues that we had between each other as friends. We worked those things out and was able to, get back together, man, just like any family member does. You might be mad, don't talk to them for a minute, but y'all still family, you know what I mean? So so that's really the, you know, beginning of us getting back together. And we just, at that moment, we decided, man, with everything that was going on in the world, that we couldn't really be a part of the problem anymore for our community, you know? Like, people dying, like, you know, they killing us for real. Why am I gonna make music about killing somebody else, killing my own, running up on you, or, you know, I'm doing perks and doing all this kind of stuff. And like, I'm like, we gotta go back to where it all goes back to love, you know what I mean? And that's kind of where this album is birthed out of, that perspective, that place that we have now arrived to as grown ass men. You know what I mean? Sorry about that.
But
I didn't put that grown men, you know what I mean? But that's kind of where we are, rebirth. It's a new beginning, man.
and it's a joy to be able to not only hear you all continue on doing music, but the music has substance, and it's missing a lot. I feel like R&B is not celebrated as much as it used to in the past, because unless people are really following R&B, a lot of people don't know that these artists are still creating new music. You guys are number 3, had the number 3 album on iTunes with this, and you know, I just feel like it should be celebrated more as far as music as a whole. And I just kind of feel like with hip hop and R&B is like we you know, they put such a time limit on our black artists, and you know, something with R&B or singing or whatever, you could do that until the day, you know, you leave the earth, because you know, music is timeless. And I feel like you guys should be celebrated more what you all do. You guys is music. You guys give us classics. You got a lot of experience in the industry, and again, I can't thank y'all enough for sitting down and talking to me. It brings us to my next question. Throughout your times of maneuvering through the industry and coming out with music, what can you say was, you know, a great time for you all in the industry, something that you all never got to share, but it's a forever memory for you guys that you guys can share with me right now?
There's a few moments. One of my most fond memories was meeting Charlie Wilson. Like, we had this big summer jam show, and and Charlie Wilson was in the lobby. This is before he did a solo album. And I'm like, dang, that's the Gap Band. That's Charlie Wilson. So, you know, I welcome to him, like, you know, how you doing? I'm such and such from Ruff Ends. Just wanted to say hi. And he knew exactly who he was. And which was crazy to me, because it's like, that's like Michael Jackson knowing my music or something, or like, you know what I mean? Like James Brown. Yeah. Hey, boy, you doing good. Or something like that.
And I got to see Charlie perform too. I think it was back in like 2016 or 2017. And when I say he came out there, he had the sparkly jacket. They put it on him. He danced from the beginning of the show to the end of the show. And I was like, that's how performers should be.
Forget about it. I seen him before he came out at the what you call it, the Stone Soul Picnic in Baltimore. I think he came out and did a cartwheel or something. And he ain't stopped moving the whole show. I'm high-fiving and hugging people next to me. I don't even know who this, I don't even know, I ain't know this brother is next to me. We high-fiving and hugging like we went to school together, like over Charlie Wilson. You feel what I'm saying? So, man, peace and shout out and love to Charlie Wilson, an artist like Charlie Wilson, man, who just made us really feel at home in this industry. You know what I'm saying? It's like just for him to give us that love. Like we actually was supposed to be on his first solo album. We started talking to him. This was actually a part of my story. We started talking to him. He gave us all his numbers and stuff. So by the time we came off the little show run, we had a studio in VA, and we called him. We literally sat on the phone with him about 4 hours, man. 4 or 5 hours, just playing the music. He's singing, walking around his house with his robe on, singing, and we zapping out. Like, he doing ad-libs to the song we letting him hear that we wrote. It's just blowing our mind.
We're on the 635 right now.
Okay. You're like, oh my God, Charlie Wilson is singing our stuff. So that's definitely one of my most fondest memories, just connecting with Charlie Wilson and just having that stamp of approval from somebody so great. I mean, he's still in the industry now doing his thing. So
definitely.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
Charlie is one of the, vocally, he is one of my inspirations. You know what I mean? It was Aaron Hall, and then when I did the research, you can look a little further, it's Charlie Wilson. You know, there's a lineage there of them same kind of vocal vibes, man. So Charlie is the grandfather of it all when it comes to that certain sound, man.
Definitely. And you know, I know early on you guys had some production from Nokio. How is you guys' relationships with him or Drew Hill still, since you all come from the same city pretty much, you know?
Yeah, we used to work at a place in Baltimore called the Fudgery. And there was a place where you just make fudge and you sing, you know what I mean? And Cisco worked there, Jazz worked there, Nokia worked there. So they kind of went and, you know, when Tell Me came out, I remember them leaving the Fudgery saying this was their last day and they got a record there. We was like, yo, that's what's up. And we was still at the Fudgery though. You know, they left, we see them on TV. We had to go back to the Fudgery. But not knowing that later on we would be joining them, you know what I mean? So when we got with the label in '99, we did a, you know, at this point, Nokio's producing, whatever. We kind of reconnected with Noke, you know, in the studio in New York. And we did this song, Please Don't Forget About Me. The guy, Ruscola from our city as well, he was actually the one doing the hook on that song. And, you know, we were singing the verses. So it was a really nice Baltimore. That was a straight Baltimore collaboration on there.
right.
Scola's the dude that actually joined Drew Hill later in the second coming of Drew Hill. So, and he's the guy that actually told us when we were, you know, coming up in this, you know, this is before Ruff Ends. We were in different groups trying to make the group thing work. He's the one that told us, man, forget the group thing. If they ain't serious about music, just run with y'all two, you know what I mean? And that was really when he gave us that conversation. That was really the beginning of Ruff Ends, you know what I mean? Of us being a two-man group. So a lot of stories mixed up in there, you know?
Man, that's dope. So you guys and Drew Hill in the beginning, and then, you know, they celebrate them getting on it. Soon you guys come to follow. That's dope, man. That's a dope story to know about, because Drew Hill is one of my favorite groups. You know, unfortunately, I never got to see them perform. I mean, they've been to the city, but it's not the original group that I know. You know, so
exactly.
I was like, man, if I can't see the original ones, I don't want to see it. You know, but man, you guys done so much coming out of Baltimore. You know, in you guys' music, you guys got classics that forever live on. With this album, the content, the single that you guys put out as well. Could we expect more from you guys as far as music to come, or could there be a Drew Hill collab in the future, or what can we look forward to?
Yeah, man. The album, man, I'll just say this Rebirth is available www.srgstore.com right now. It's streaming everywhere right now. It's doing really well. And you know, we definitely kept the 100 when it comes to the sound, but with a 2021 perspective on it, you know what I mean? So been getting a lot of good feedback, but we got visuals coming for the album. We got, we just shot the video for Hopeless, which is that reggae vibe, you know, shout out to all the people from the islands, my family from the islands, you know what I mean? We got the song Congratulations that we just did a visual for. And we're gonna be doing a visual for the Your Body song with Crazy Bone, man. So shout out to Bone Thugs and Harmony. That was just a crazy collaboration, man, to get the link up with him on this project. So, you know, the tour is coming out soon this summer. You know, we're gonna be on tour, you know, in July and August. You know, I mean, we got an R&B legend that's gonna be sharing the stage with us, and we're gonna make that announcement on our social media. So for all the people out there listening, at official Ruff Ends, that's Ruff Ends with a Z, and follow us on the gram and on Facebook. We the Real Ruff Ends on Twitter. Go get that new album, go support the new music. We got a documentary coming later this year as well. A really in-depth story of the Ruff Ends story from Baltimore. You know what I mean? If you've seen The Wire, that was basically our neighborhood growing up. You know what I mean? A lot of those areas were our stomping ground. So it's a lot happened in our career, a lot happened along the way in our story that we don't really get a chance to talk about. But I think it'll be good for our fans to see a visual of it, man. So we're excited about what's to come with that. And again, man, stay up with us. Soundtracks are going to be coming down the pipe as well. And we got a couple shows that we're going to be a part of. And we're going to be making those announcements again on our social media. So,
and more albums. And more albums.
And more albums, of course.
Yeah.
This is the beginning, man. Rebirth is the beginning of many more.
I'm about to say
this is
our.
I'm looking forward to everything that you guys got coming in the future, man. For real.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Most definitely. And I'm gonna link with you guys on social media and everything. I'm gonna follow you guys back. Follow you guys, and stay connected with you all because I'm looking for the future projects, and I hope to be able to speak with you guys in the future when that stuff comes around and the touring starts happening, things starting to open up. Florida been open. I don't know what they talking about. Florida,
y'all open. We just was down there. We shot a video. Hopeless was down there, man. They ain't got to walk around with no mask.
Crazy, right?
It's crazy. I felt normal. It felt good to be normal for a change.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo. I went around. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I'm like, all right. It's like it almost felt like normal for a minute.
Yeah, like a pandemic never happened.
Exactly.
It's crazy down here, man. It's still that heat, how it was at Come Together Day. It's been going on the weekend.
Yo, that heat ain't no joke. I'm peeling a little bit from a little bit of that sun. I actually got a little darker when I went down there.
I enjoyed that sun. I ain't gonna lie.
That sun was great, man.
Hey, but I know you guys got other things coming up. I don't want to hold you guys too long. I appreciate y'all checking in with me. Like I said, I'm gonna follow up with you guys. So, be expecting a follow from me on the social media. And I appreciate y'all checking in, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for the time and the love, bro.
No problem.
It's platforms like yours that's very important to the world of R&B, man. So keep doing what you're doing, because without your platforms, man, we won't be able to connect with our fans like the way we're able to do it. So we appreciate everything you're doing, bro.
Much love. Appreciate it, man.
Love, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
And y'all go get that new album, people.
Yeah.
All right, now.